Have you ever wondered why your low porosity hair has not been growing? Well, I just discovered why my hair has not been growing. I've not been using a certain hair bonnet to lock in my moistures after moisturizing my hair before going to bed. And guess what? I just found out. I know, right? What cave am I living in? But when I found out, I decided to make this bonnet for myself. This is my first attempt on making a reversible bonnet, so I'll be using scrap piece from my storage, and this is a gray silk and a light blue satin fabric. So I'll go ahead to fold my fabric in four, just like this. I think the length of this fabric is about 28 inches, then on fold is about 16 inches on fold. So the total length for my cap would be 12 inches. So from the radius, which is from the point of folding, there, you place your tape and you mark out 12 inches all around. So I went ahead to mark out 12 inches all around, and I'll just go ahead to cut it out as soon as I'm done. After cutting this out, I'll go ahead to cut out the other fabric, which is the silk fabric as well. Then also note that you can make it either wider, that is bigger cap, as you can use 16 inches or 18 or even 24, depending on the actual length you want. But I don't really like something bogus, plus I don't make braids at all, so I just need something very small to keep my moisture locked in. So after cutting it out like this, I'll just go ahead to place this on the other fabric and cut this out. Note that you can also go ahead to fold your other fabric and mark out 12 inches and cut it out the same way you did for the other one, but I just decided to do mine this way. So after doing this, I'll place the fabric right side facing right side and go ahead to stitch this down. And after stitching this down, I'll make sure to leave a space of 4 inches. I won't stitch that 4 inches just like you see me do on my tape, and I'll go ahead to notch this all around to make sure after turning this is lying down flat. So this is the 4 inches I left for the turning, and I'll just go ahead to iron this flat. And after ironing, I'll also go ahead to show you the next step. So after ironing now, I know my iron is not looking ironed but I've ironed it down, and I'll go ahead to mark 1.5 inches from the tip that I can get. So from the tip, I'll go ahead to mark 1.5 inches round. I'll go ahead to mark 1.5 inches all around it, and after doing that, I would go ahead to stitch down on the marked line. So this took a while because the fabric was quite big. It was actually big, but I think this is not the smallest size, but this is the size I actually wanted. So I'll just go ahead to mark all this round and we'll go ahead to the next step. So my hair is a type 4C low porosity, so I need to lock in a lot of moistures as much as I can to make sure my hair is moisturized, and so whenever I'm losing it, it's going to retain the length. So after doing that, after sewing around, I'll go ahead to mark 1/2 inch from the sewed marked place, just like this. The place that I sew, I'll go ahead to mark out 1/2 inch. Then you notice I'm not marking out that space that I left, because that's where we'll be passing through our elastic band. So you just go ahead to sew round again, and now at this point I'm just passing through my elastic band gently, because the safety pin I use is quite big, and I should have used a smaller one, but I'd started already and I can't go back. So at this point I'm done passing through my elastic band, and I'll just go ahead to tie it or stitch it. But I tied mine because the elastic band was tiny and it's very soft as well. So at this point this is what it looks like. That's the space for the elastic band passage. Now at this point I will just go ahead to make a very tiny and invisible and stitch. I don't know if you can see it well, but if you like to see how to make an invisible and stitch to close up your project, let me know in the comment section and I will just make a video on how to make invisible and stitch. So I'll be using invisible and stitch to close this up to make it very nice and neat. And so you can also decide to use a top stitch on it, but I just feel this is going to look more neat and very nice. No stitching is showing at all. So I'm using a white thread for the invisible top, invisible and stitch, just like this. So you can see it looks as if I had used my sewing machine to sew it like every other part of it, but I'm using an hand stitch to sew this down, and it's really very neat. It's very neat. So if you are still watching this video, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about this bonnet design, and you should try this. If you are a natural hair, you should try having a silk bonnet or satin bonnet. It really helps as well. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe if you've not subscribed, and turn on your notification bell because I'll be posting another video on how to care for your hair using your sewing skills. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. See you in my next video.